Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Doing another video here about Star Citizen Invictus launch week. This is a free fly week. If you're wondering about Star Citizen, would I like it? Would my PC be able to handle it? That's actually one of the big questions you need to answer first. Then yeah, this is actually a good opportunity because you can in fact play for free up until, what is it, 29th of May? Anyway, you have a few days to play Star Citizen for free. Just create your account, and remember that when you're doing so, use the referral that you have there below in case you decide to continue playing. Using the referral will give you a free ship and 2,000 extra credits of in-game money, but the big thing is the free ship, Merlin P52, which it's okay for PvP, but most of all, the idea is you have a second ship besides what you buy in your game pack, so as to maybe CC you to something you actually like. Anyway, guys, that's all regarding the benefits of Invictus launch week, free fly, and referral stuff. I have a dedicated video on maybe the best approach to creating an account, what ship I recommend buying, so more on that on a separate video on the channel. Look it up. Now, I want to do a video about some of the nice things here in the Expo hall. We don't have a ton of great awesome news. Most of 323 is actually a detriment. Again, as I always say, I don't know what else to tell you regarding 323 other than Master Mode is terrible. You're making less money, everything is more expensive, and positives, you have animals now and you have a big building, and that's kind of it. But now that we have the Expo, it's also true that during these days you can basically rent anything you see. So many of these $100 ships or $400 or $500 ships you can rent for free for a couple days and try it out. I remember when I first got into this and I thought, damn, that's pretty cool. You get a chance to see how these things are, and then not only buying with real money, which I definitely do not recommend, but most of all, what is it that I want to save up money in game so as to actually buy, right? That's maybe the thing you want to look into. But with these events, you have the opportunity to rent ships and try them. Now, one of the things I also learned is that you don't have the time to fly everything. Even if you are retired and you have nothing better to do with your life, which would be pretty sad, you still don't have enough time to try everything. So I will make it short and sweet and then do a little bit of a tour if you want to stick around and talk a little bit more. But my advice is the Hercules C2. This is the best ship in the game. It has the most amount of cargo that's useful to haul cargo. It is great even for combat. Even with the horrible master modes, it's a tank of a monster of a ship, and it will do, yeah, best for cargo, best for combat. It is quite agile for what it is. A little bit of balance when landing. You have to juggle a little bit there. You have to find the center point because it tends to tip forward very often, but it is, objectively speaking, the best ship in the game. The A2 is a bomber version, and you throw a giant ass bomb, which is a lot of fun, not very useful. So M2, completely pointless. It's like the military version of the C2 with more armor, which will not make much of a difference, and less cargo capacity. Don't even bother. C2 is what you want to fly and try out. Crusader's Ion is, yeah, it's not what it used to be. Crusader, the Inferno is going to be better. So if you want to fly one of these big ass gun little ships, I would suggest going with the Inferno instead. As of the rest, Spirit, a little bomber, pointless. Crusader, Spirit C1. This is one of my recent daily drivers in the rotation. It's a nice ship. You can buy it in game, so maybe try it out. Mercury Star Runner, one of the most famous ships in the game. It is freaking beautiful. It has a decent amount of cargo space, and it has chess that you can actually play in with someone else. So it is one of those ships that you probably want to rent and fly around just to enjoy, because it's probably not worth buying in game. But this would be the time to fly it around and decide, hey, it hasn't got even close to the cargo capacity of the C2, but it is pretty, it is pretty fast, it is kind of nimble. Should I get it? Well, rent it now, fly it for a while, and make up your mind. Mirai, Fury, I don't see these things as much of an option. And this Starfarer, no. Gas refueling, no. Relay antenna, usually broken. It is kind of fun, but not something I would waste my time with. I would stick with these two, and these three maybe as something interesting. Freelancer, nope. Razor X, it's fun. It's very tiny and very fast. But yeah, if you like small, fast ships that kind of look like something like Batman would fly, yeah, maybe go with that. And then you have the land vehicles. This is a complete waste of time. Don't even rent it. And the Cyclones, well, these are what they are. You can buy them in-game. And Tumbler Ranger. That's kind of what you have here. Oh, the Nova tank, if you want to have a tank in-game. Those would be my recommended ships. Let's go do a very quick tour of what we have here. So yeah, C2 is gigantic, man. If you've never flown a C2, it is a little bit of an acquired taste, and even if after testing it quite a bit, it is still gigantic. And it's more about what it can do rather than how it looks or how useful it ends up being. Let's go first. Yeah, let's go there and see if we can check out the Mercury Star Runner. That was one of the first ships I got. It is very nice. Where was it exactly? Whoa. It's kind of dying on me here. Right. Whoa. Yes, not liking that one bit, is it? Right, there on the right. Okay. I just got the Pulse. No, I didn't buy it. I rented it. I want to see how it goes. It is super tiny, something they insisted on, and that can be a convenience. You know, it gets to the point where they just don't know what else to sell. You know, and they will be announcing something else for Drake Day, which is kind of like a separate event in the space station here in Area 18 still. But man, I don't know. Another ship when you have decades backlog. So that's the Mercury Star Runner. I have it in the red alert paint, which just looks fantastic. Yeah, the C1, A1, these are nice too. It's not the same. The Mercury Star Runner has that it thing about it that makes it pretty awesome, super enjoyable. So they have two, like one right next to the other. Okay. So you have a nice amount of cargo capacity here. Let me just show you what I mean by, you know, no, not the scanning room, the rec room it's one of the more Star Wars like. The recreation rec room is one of the more Star Wars like. You see what I mean? They have to make this work. They have to make this work. It is embarrassing, you know. And if you move one of the pieces here, what is it? The Queen? Which one is it? So if you carry one of these, I don't remember which one it was, but if you place it there, crap, I just dropped it. So if you place it there, it opens up like a secret. The table moves away. Which one was it? Oh shit, it was the other one that I just dropped, right? Yeah, I'm betting it was that. Yeah, because this is the one that's its place, right? Haha, there it goes. If you place it there, it opens like a secret corridor. It is cool. I mean, I have it. You never freaking... I don't think I've ever used it once. I don't think I've ever used it even once. But hey, it is there, so yeah, I guess that's the fun part. And the habs are nice. You don't have like a captain specific room, which would be maybe better use of all of this space that is basically dead, because you don't use it for anything. The data running. This is typical CIG. Data running, which is never in game. Years later, not a thing. You never use it. But it has some cargo capacity and is pretty. And this is still Star Citizen. There's really not much more than being pretty cool and having fun with pretty things, which is the only thing we can have. Yeah, let's go check out those bikes so as to give you an idea of scale and maybe, yeah, you definitely want to rent the Pulse little bike because it is tiny, fits in pretty much any ship you have, and that is, you can move it around with your tractor beam, so you can place it in a variety of small ships that are not intended for carrying ships. This thing is dying, man. This thing is struggling a lot. Now, in terms of performance, it's not as bad as I've seen it at times. So, and this is again typical CIG. They buy more servers. They buy more server power for the event, so that it works less crappy. It used to be that they were not that smart, and these events would be a nightmare. You could not play during the event. Then they realized, hey, let's spend some of our money and make this something people can actually play and maybe even enjoy more than normal. And now it ends up being that the experience playing the game is actually a lot worse the few days after the event, in which a lot of people are still around and they are not paying for that anymore. Anyway, this is, yeah, I wouldn't bother with a freelancer. This is the Executive Razor. Yeah, as I said, a little bit of a Batman-y looky kind of thing, but this is the Pulse. So, as you can see, it is super freaking tiny. Let me just put a little bit of distance there. It is small. It is by far the smallest little bike they have. Ironically enough, I will just try it. This will probably fit a lot better in the 400i than the actual bike intended for the 400i, which is the X1. This will fit better, no doubt. It is smaller, it will just fit better and not catch on the size of things. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little, yeah, a little bit of a tour of what you have now. So a few more days, they'll keep on changing different manufacturers, and then they'll close the event. But for now, this is what you have. See you on our next video, folks. Take care.